Charlotte's freezing. How about that? I think it's the coldest day since I've been here. And then it turned out all right. But no, guys had a good day. You know, the big thing in this deal right here we're talking about is improvement and making sure that we get better every week. We spent time focused on the Pac-12 South. That's the most important games right now. We're 1-0 in the Pac-12 South, and that's the number one objective. The number two objective is win every game in the Pac-12, right? That we've got left on our schedule. And we talk about coming out and playing, and not coming out and being up one week and down the next. Championship team, that's the way they got to approach it. So we've trimmed down our travel list. You know, we traveled, I think, 80 last week. We traveled 60, 64, something like that. I don't care if we travel 40. I want 40 people that are focused and ready to go. So that's a big deal for us. And coming here, we're undefeated right now at home. I've told them all the time, that's one of the things that you're going to win a championship. The bare minimum you have to be is undefeated at home. Then you got to figure out how to win on the road. Questions?
What's the
Good? You all right?
What's the significance of this game in terms of being a response to the loss in Texas?
No, it's not really that at all. I don't really even feel that. I think sometimes, you know, I think our guys competed their butt off. You know, and they know they're a lot more mature because at least that's my feelings about them, because we've played a really, really tough schedule. And I think our guys know we got a good football team. They also know that we've beaten ourselves in a lot of ways. And we played good people, but we've beaten ourselves in a lot of ways because they've seen their potential. You know what I'm saying? This game, the way I get it from our guys, they know the significance because it's Pac-12 South. And they understand that's what our number one objective and goal is, and that's to win the South and then win the Pac-12 and then win the Rose Bowl. So that ain't no easy deal. So the significance of this game is not bouncing back. It's not playing better. It's developing a championship attitude and coming out and dominating. That's what we better do. This team is well coached and playing.
You had high expectations, obviously, for Jalen Strong, but has he even surpassed those in four 100-yard games in his first 5 games?
I think. I mean, I thought he was pretty good. He's met every bit of what my expectations are. But I'm telling you, fundamentally, he's not even close to being where he needs to be, and his knowledge of what he's doing, he's still learning. And obviously, one of the things Mike and I've worked on is making sure we have a plan for him to handle success. We don't want him to have a great, third of the season and then be distracted and slip backwards. So, but yeah, he's. I've been pleased where he's his performance, but I wouldn't say I was surprised. I thought he was pretty darn good. But there's guys too. I mean, you have to give him a lot of credit when it comes to that, because there's guys that on our team right now that I thought would be doing a lot better than they are. That have a lot of potential, that haven't been able to make that transition as fast. And that's our job as coaches to get that done. But I think you give Jalen a lot of credit being able to come in and be able to do that. And he's done a great job for us.
You expect Jackson to be ready?
He's ready.
Will he start?
Dave Vaughn will start.
Dave Vaughn will start. Do you know how many...
Vaughn played pretty good last week. Might have a competition going.
Do you know how many tackles you guys missed against Notre Dame?
No, I don't. I think it was it was close to 10.
And is that a high number?
I think you find we missed a lot more tackles against USC. I think the better the people are, the tougher it is. We've worked. We start off our practice every day working tackling. We work at 10 minutes a day. Everything that we're doing, we're tackling in. But yeah, that's something we've talked to our guys about. It's about blocking and tackling. And the games that we haven't won, we haven't blocked very well. And the games that we haven't won, we haven't tackled very well. But you got to get better fundamentally for sure. But the other side of that, the team we're playing is pretty good.
What's an average or acceptable number of missed tackles in a game?
0.
But realistically, if you have like 3 or 4, would you say that was a pretty decent performance?
The difference is, I'll tell you, what I would tell you is that the number one thing that contributes to those things, you don't notice if we have great team pursuit. I thought our pursuit was not very good last week. When you get guys that know that what separates them is their attitude and their effort, that's when you got something special. We do not run to the ball Our tackling ability is fine. I think fundamentally how we tackle and stuff like that, our guys are pretty decent tacklers. You see them because good people are going to make you miss. But when you're running to the football with a passion, you don't notice those missed tackles. And so, I think that's been the big thing for us is we got to continue to get better at running to the football and playing within the whistle.
Getting off blocks at the linebacker level and things like that.
I think that's hurt us quite a bit. I mean, I think a lot of that has to do. Chris Young does a great job with it. Salamo's done good at times, with it. But we've struggled with that, and a lot of that is just playing cautious, and just not playing fast.
Fair to say that you guys are up at the top of the conference in a lot of the offensive categories. That there's still a lot to be desired.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but I don't care about all that. You guys focus so much on stats and all those things, and it's anytime you coach at something, like say, I work a lot with the defense. If y'all want our defense to be the number one in the league, you darn right. We emphasize defense here, you darn right we do. I don't care what the defensive stats are as long as we're in that championship game. Does that make sense? And we got our offense is I would tell you, if you ask me, it's a strength. It might be the strength of our team, our potential to score points, and that's by design. Where we've got to do a better job of is defensive. To win a championship, you've got to play championship caliber defense and special teams. So those are the two areas that we've got to have the most improvement in. I'll be honest with you, if you went and asked Taylor, I asked Jalen today, do you know where you rank nationally in receiving? No. He doesn't care. You think he cares? Heck yeah, he's got individual goals and all that kind of stuff. But, I'll give you an example. In 2007, 2008, we're the number one offense in America. Number one. Oh, that's great, huh? We lost the conference championship because couldn't play special teams, couldn't play defense, or couldn't play it to a championship level. Does that make sense? So, that was all great, and we talked to people, we're the number one offense in the country. Who cares? Nobody cares, right? It's just like being number one in total defense. It don't even matter anymore. It matters how many yards you're giving up per play. You know what? You can be giving up the best in the country yards per play. And if you're not getting takeaways, you're not going to play great defense. Does that make sense? So, the whole deal is just, we've got to improve how we're playing in special teams, and we've got to improve how we're playing defense. And the biggest thing in doing that is just not giving up cheap touchdowns and making people earn. I'll give you an example. Last week, we go out there, first play. You guys notice we got it. Know exactly what they're running. Two guys in the backfield unblocked. You make 5 yards. For a while. We had guys in the backfield now. So we get to third down. It's third down. We say, hey, here's what we're going to do. And they're going to run this. They do this. They run this. We don't cover it. And they make a first down. And then they keep the ball for 13 minutes. Though it's those things that we've got to do. We've got to play defense to our potential. And we haven't gotten there yet, but we do have the people to do that. Does that make sense? But I do not look at our offense and say, well, they don't have this to be desired. We have to play our style. And what happens, if we would have come back and won that game the other night, all the questions would all be different, right? And you can't try to please all that stuff. What you got to do, you got to go win, and you got to work on the things that win games. Does that make sense? And so, we have the potential to do that. But our offense, and this is kind of what I feel as a team. We need to play special teams like we talked about in day one. What did I say about special teams? We're going to attack. Sometimes, we're like, heck, we're glad we just got through that play without them fake punting. You can't do that. So we've got to do the same thing defensively. We got to attack. We got to be who we are. That's the other thing I told Coach Norvell. Hey, I'm going to tell you something. We're going to be aggressive. If it's fourth down and less than a foot, hey, we need to go for it. We need to go play to win, play with some confidence. And, it's fourth and, I didn't hesitate last week. I don't know, it's 4th and 7, 4th and 8. I said, let's go. He said, I got a good call, Coach, let's go. Now, if I wouldn't have made that, you would have said, what the heck were you doing? Right? If I had to do over again, the first drive, I'd have went for it on fourth down, less than the other. Because what I started doing, I started listening to Doug. I started listening to this crap, right? And he's always right. You know what I'm saying? He always gets to see after the deal, right? But that's who we are. So I've kind of felt like a little bit that our team has to have one personality, and it needs to be aggressive. we need to be aggressive in punt return instead of just trying to survive it. You know what I mean? Instead of being glad we got 11 guys on the field and just fair catch it. We need to get after it. We need to go attack. That's our style. That's who we are. And so, if you ask me, the biggest improvement has to happen in those areas. Special teams and defense. I got a lot of confidence in what we're doing offensively. I don't like the games we've lost. We've rushed for not very good yards. Games we've won, we rushed pretty good, right? And so that's what we're focused on, is just improvement every day and getting prepared. But this team, we have a good team. We have a team that can compete to do that. It's, are we going to get better every week? And you'll find that out the next. Well, I got seven left, boys. We got 6 Thursdays left. Guaranteed us. So this thing's going by in a hurry. So those are the areas I'd like to see us come out and, you know, get 4 takeaways on defense and shut somebody out, shut somebody down. I'd like to see us in special teams block a punt, return a kickoff for a touchdown. I'd like to see us be 5 for 5 on 4th downs, and not even hesitate to attack like that. And you got to be willing to, because I'm telling you, it does affect you. Even Coach Norvell and I, you know, it's like, oh, you know, Coach, now it ain't like we don't have a good team now. We got a good team now. We need to play the percentages now. You know what I'm saying? That ain't who we are. That ain't what we do. So we've got to be more aggressive. And I think I'm talking about from a coaching standpoint.
Coach has to go recruiting.